All right. I am going to try and keep it to one, but I mean, I'm an American patriot, and I feel like everybody on the planet should be talking about politics all the time. It's a central preoccupation of human beings, and, human condition, go with it. I'd much rather talk about politics than religion any day of the week, especially when religion enters politics. But I just watched the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, and I mean, all I can think about is that really the Democratic Party is dead. It died a few days ago, period. It's done. And in the same way that the Republican Party was dead in 2016, it was done at that point. I mean, look at just how everything fell. All the people that opposed the orange turd. I wanted to make sure that I said that, pronounced that correctly. All the politicians that are gone and couldn't get reelected, and I mean, are all in danger of being put in jail or whatever, because the orange turd is going to have absolute power, and nobody can stop him. Nobody's even going to try and stop him. People are bowing down to him now. I mean, it's just so bizarre. And after just like 3 months, like they said on Majority Report, 3 months ago they were talking trash on this policy, and now because he got elected, he's he's the greatest guy ever. But there's that. All the conservatives are the Confederates that evolved into the conservatives, and MAGA and Republicans and all that. But all those are just names. It's all monikers. It means nothing. To say that Lincoln is Republican and therefore the Republicans of today are the same ideology as Lincoln back then, no. Lincoln wanted to free the slaves and wanted to end slavery. I mean, and it wasn't even about the slaves that were already slaves. They were just going to let that die out, literally, so that the South could take time and adjust and not have any new slavery in the new territories that they just acquired. That was what Lincoln wanted. That was the Emancipation Proclamation. And the South weaseled out of that. And then we went to war and killed a bunch of people, and then they weaseled out of that war, and then they weaseled out of assimilation, and now they're weaseling out of all of our rights and the democracy and into authoritarianism. And all that we can do now here on the liberal side, because I am the party of Lincoln, and my guess is you have zero idea of who Lincoln actually was in his personal life. Mary Todd Lincoln, all their interaction. Yeah, just amazing people, both of them. I mean, Lincoln's got the most recognized face on the planet. If you think about it, he really is the most recognized person on the planet. Ugly mug. Funny looking guy, but yeah, he was brilliant. But I don't know what else to say. I guess I do. Something that David Pakman said last night, and it rang super true, is that, and it's something that he never really talks about. He would say, I don't talk about that, whenever it got brought up. It's Civil War. But last night he was saying, yeah, well, if the blue governor doesn't agree with kicking out all the immigrants, the orange turd might send Red Army in there, and then it's going to be firing on the civilians, and boom, that's a civil war right there. because there's going to be protesting, and that's what he wants to go after. And let's not forget the guy that quote unquote Antifa guy that got shot in it was somewhere in Oregon. He was accused of killing a MAGA person, and they called him the Antifa guy. Well, there's eyewitness reports of people in unmarked cars and no uniforms gunning this guy down in the street who had his hands up. And it was well documented that there was unmarked cars and unmarked people, unidentifiable people, secret police pretty much, just taking people and off the streets in the protests and then going someplace. Well, in this administration, I just wonder how many people are those going to come back? They're just being taken off and you don't have no idea who it is. I mean, that's you know, and I don't even think it would have to be, it just has to be financial. I don't think it would have to be like bloody war. I think it would just be the actual movement to get these politicians back, you know, taking our country back. The things that are going on right now with these appointments, man, Matt Gaetz is accused of having trafficking young women and having sex with underage girls on drugs. Hyped up on whatever drug he was on. And his buddy that was also accused of doing it with him, he pled guilty, and he's doing whatever penance he has to do. It just goes on and on. And Lauren Boebert's on Congress floor saying, God, that whatever she was saying today, one's got a mattress tied to her back and she's talking in Congress. And not to say, you know, I mean, again, I can't, you know, shame whatever, but man, you know, I mean, you know, admit who you are, be who you were, because she was a call girl, and that's no shame in that either. But yeah, what else is there? Yeah, if you just draw a line, you know, and yeah, the southern border that we need to worry about that's broken, seriously broken, is the Mason-Dixon line. We need to let them secede just like they wanted to, and then go to war with them. That's why there's so many bases in the South. There's more bases in the South than anywhere else. The American military, no matter what anybody says to you, is based on the North, the liberal side, Lincoln side. You know, the one that freed the slaves. That's what the military is based on. And you can tell just by one man, the only Republican I will ever respect. And I see why everybody should respect this man. But Colin Powell, I mean, fuck, he was right there. He rose up to the 4-star general, you know, when it was all inequality. After the civil rights, they adopted that, the DEI, liberal way, human rights, all that. They adopted that immediately. And when you get into the military, you're all maggots. But they're all equal also. That's American. So, and they have the, you know, right and ability to rise to the top. And that Colin Powell is Mr. Civil Rights. I mean, really, you know, I saw one of those C-SPAN interviews with him, and he was just so interesting. It bothers me that he went the Confederate way. But anyways, I'm running on 10 minutes now. And he did some awful things. I mean, humans are humans. But yeah, the base core, he was a cool guy. All right. Have a good day, everybody.